My name is Beth Ann Stubbe, and I'm the Director of Publications and Press. And today I am thrilled to be joined by Anne Kokke. She is at iManage, and we are thrilled to have her with us for so many reasons, but mainly because she's also a marketer, and we love talking to our own people. Anne, welcome.
Thank you, Beth Ann. I'm thrilled to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about what iManage is doing. You guys have a 4.5 Glassdoor rating, and you've just had some interesting conversations internally, specifically about women in power positions, about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, thanks, Beth Ann. So at iManage, I joined iManage just under 3 years ago. And I've been at some very large organizations. I've been at Microsoft, Zebra Technologies. And what struck me when I arrived at iManage was really the feeling of inclusion. It is a minority-led organization. And so it just felt like it was a natural part of the fabric of the organization to really be sensitive to diversity and inclusion and in the environment, which I was really pleased with. The interesting thing is, that's not even good enough for the organization. So we've recently embarked on doing some internal investigation about, how do we stand around the topic of diversity inclusion? Do our people feel heard? So even though we have that 4.5 rating on Glassdoor, we're making a concerted effort to make sure that everyone has a voice at the table. Everyone feels heard, included in not only the direction of the organization, but feel that they are heard in their day-to-day jobs, and that they in turn hear what's happening with the senior leadership. So it is really that democracy organization that I think is the future of IT and technology.
I think there's a lot to unpack there, but some of the most important parts for me are that you guys are taking active steps to continue a conversation. What's sort of next? How do you plan to move that needle ever forward?
I just got done with a 3-hour meeting with the leadership team where we're talking about just that, right? How do we put programs in place so that this isn't a, research done and delivered, but it becomes part of the fabric of the organization? And what type of programs do we need to have, for different groups of people, for women specifically, obviously, so everybody feels, a key member and that they are bringing their best selves to work, and that it is really a safe place to have those conversations. So I think we've all probably experienced, unsafe environments and how destructive those environments are. And so we want to make sure that everybody feels that they can bring their true self to work, and that they are heard. And even if they have hard conversations that they need to have, it's a receptive environment.
I think there's a lot of women-specific spaces that are changing the way technology is changing. Yeah. Do you think that some of these discussions that we're having for our Women Who Lead events are being directly amplified within iManage? Do you see women in more active roles than certainly maybe at the beginning of my career or your career?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you can see it all around us. I mean, I've got some gray hairs, and I started, way back in tech. Like I said, Microsoft was my first stop. And I used to joke, there was never a queue for the ladies' room because there was not enough ladies to queue up anywhere. And I think that I've seen a fundamental shift change in not only women being included in STEM type of organizations, but having a seat at the table, having a voice at the table. But I think we as women have to encourage each other to speak up, right? Because we sometimes are our worst enemy. Our ability to multitask, our ability to listen sometimes backfires. And I think that we have to be relentless in our pursuit of being fearless. And that to me is a critical component of, not just leadership, but having a voice at the table, no matter who you are or where you are in the organization. And, my job, and I think all of our jobs, is to encourage and enable that, not just that leaning in, but, to make it expected.
It is. And I think that we have to bring out, as you and I talked prior to this, we have to bring out that best energy within the staff, that best part of the staff. My last question for you today is, how do you think that iManage is promoting that? What do you think is really the women-led next movement?
Well, it's a kind of a funny thing. And I'm going to talk about iManage purpose for a minute, right? Because, who we are internally is who we are externally. And last year, iManage embarked on one of the largest outside in and inside out research project that the company had ever done previously. We did a 3-year listening program. We talked to thousands of our customers and potential customers. We talked to our partners and we talked to our staff about what it is that people are trying to achieve. And we really landed on the concept of knowledge, right? And that this is all about knowledge work. And how do we democratize knowledge? And even though, we came up with a really interesting tagline, making knowledge work, we really are embodying it within the organization. And externally, we're talking about how do we enable end users to make knowledge work? How do we allow them to activate it and act upon it? And it's an external promise and purpose to the market, but internally we're looking at the same thing, right? Everyone individually is trying to develop their own knowledge, to promote their knowledge, to ensure that it's not just individual knowledge, but it's institutional knowledge. And I think that's what you're going to see. We're going to see a lot happening in iManage internally, and to drive the external business as well, as how do we make sure that all of the amazing ideas that are contributing from women, from the diverse, rich, intellectual horsepower they have with organization, is being harnessed, for the benefit of the individual, as well as iManage as an organization, as well as our customers alike. So, I get really excited when I think about, how we collectively can activate the knowledge that we all have within us.
Activate and empower. Thanks, Anne.
Absolutely. Thank you.